started going into labor and pushing. And it was so crazy. It was so loud, right? There's the doctor, you have the nurses, you have the anesthesiologist, but I could faintly, everything felt like the sounds drowned out, and I could only hear him because he, at the end they have that raspy voice. It doesn't sound like them anymore.
Yeah.
I just could hear a little faint, like, you can do it. You've got it.
Oh, make me cry.
I know. And that's all I needed to make it through. It was hard. And I know it was so hard for Justin to not be able to help me.
Yeah.
Watching me go through all of this, and he just I just want, I just want to be the husband that I would want to be. I want to stand, I want to be there for you. It was so hard on him to not be able to do what he wanted to do because his body was holding him back, you know?
Hey everybody, it's me, Shay. Welcome to Grief Witnessed, where we remember, where we tell the stories, and where grief is allowed to exist without fixing it. Hey guys, I am here with my friend Jenn.
Hi.
So Jenn and I, we have known each other, on Instagram, we've known each other since 2021?
Yeah.
Her story is very similar to mine. She was actually one of the first people I texted when Tanner died. And the next day, we went on a little walk together. It was actually Justin's birthday, right?
Yeah.
Justin's birthday was June 26th.
Yeah.
Tanner died June 25th. So the next day I went on a walk with Jenn and just talked about widowhood since I had now joined the Widow Club, which honestly, it sucks that we are all in this club, but I'm so grateful that there is a club that we can connect with people in our similar circumstance.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I found was what helps me get through.
Yeah.
A lot.
People that get it.
Yeah.
I'm excited to have Jenn on the podcast today so we can witness her story. So, Jenn, tell me your love story with Justin.
So, Justin and I grew up together. We kind of were always in the same group of friends and went to high school together. I always had a crush on me, but I kind of always was friend zoned him.
Okay.
And we went into...
Wait, why? Why friend zone?
I just, I don't know.
It
wasn't I don't know.
In the dating world?
Yeah, I just was not, I don't know. I didn't see him more as a friend at the time. But he was a great friend. We had fun together. And we kind of we went to college and still kind of kept the friend zone vibe. I was I'm going to college. There's going to be all these people there. I don't want to
Where'd you go to school?
BYU, Idaho.
Okay, BYU.
So I was I just want to, explore that college life and didn't want to start something. So we kind of just were always just friends. And then he went on his church mission and we wrote his home mission, and something changed in the vibe of our letters that it kind of slowly turned into, maybe there is something more here. And he got home from his mission and we went on a date, and I was that was awkward.
Oh, that was awkward.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was oh, maybe it isn't meant to be.
Mm.
So I kind of ended it and was just I just don't think there is more than that.
Yeah.
And I went to school, and then he went to school in a different state. And during that time, I realized I made a really big mistake. And I was oh, I do really like him. And by the time I went to him and was okay, well, you know what? I realized, I think I'm ready to date you now. I think I'm ready. And he was dating someone.
Oh.
So I was oh, okay. I missed
this feels like a love story book,
The timing just never was working. And so then I went on a mission, and we didn't really, and it wasn't until a month before I left on my mission that we finally connected on the same page at the same time. He wasn't dating anyone, I wasn't. And we had our first kiss. And then I
A
was
month
like,
before you left?
yeah, I was like, should I go? Because we just finally connected and we both made the decision like I should still go and that it would be good, but we wouldn't wait for each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I left and I rarely heard from him. He was not very good at writing.
Where did you serve? I didn't know you served a mission.
Oh, yeah. Upstate New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I lived there for 18 months and I rarely heard from him. And then I got home and he was dating someone when I got home. And
Wow, your guys' timing
I
sucks.
know. So, but he still wanted to see if like something was there and it just wasn't right. It wasn't right. But those couple months after, like we just kept texting so much and he ended up breaking up with his girlfriend at the time.
You guys were texting even though he was dating someone?
No, like he had broken up with her.
Oh, okay.
And then we were like kind of messaging and I just was like, I couldn't get enough of him. Like I tried, like I was like dating other people and all I wanted was him. I just knew. And so we finally connected and then I graduated and did student teaching in Utah. And so I was student teaching and then that's when we like really started dating. And it just was like finally meant to be. So we got married that 6 months after that, May.
How old were you guys?
I was 24.
Okay.
He was 24. But it was like May 2013, we got married. And it was like the best thing ever. I was like, nothing can be better than marrying your best friend.
Yeah.
Like, I already know everything about you. Like, we already get along. We know that. It just like was so, like, I just was so happy. And we moved into like a little apartment and over the next month, he just kept complaining about like a chest pain.
Oh, okay.
He's like, oh gosh, like chest kind of hurts. And I'm like, oh, well, you probably just lifted too heavy. It just was never like,
it's never,
he's 24, you know, like he's so young. So, and then it was in August. So we were married in May and it was like August, the beginning of August when he finally went into just like his normal doctor. They did a x-ray and she was like, it's cancer.
What?
Yeah. Like you have a tumor. The normal primary.
Holy.
It was so big that she was like, oh, that's for sure like a tumor in his chest. So, I mean, like nothing quite prepares you for that visit. Cause she basically was like, why don't you come back? It doesn't look good. Like I'll give you, you know, just like sitting in that office and like hearing it. It's just like a body out of, what do you call it?
Out of body
experience where you're just like, what? No.
Yeah.
Like that happens in magazines and movies. Like that doesn't happen to me. Like I just couldn't, it was really hard to accept in that moment. And we had just gotten married. So within like 24 hours, we like packed up our apartment and moved back to Colorado where we're from. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So like we found out on like a Thursday and by that following Monday, he had an appointment with an oncologist in Denver because my dad was the CEO over all the healthcare administration in Denver.
Oh, okay.
So like he had connections. So he was like, we found out on Thursday and he had an appointment Monday. Like everything was really just a blessing because it's just all lined up. So we packed up, moved home, and he had a first appointment Monday.
So they knew it was a tumor, but did they know it was cancerous at the time?
Yeah, probably. Okay. I think so because
like
it was
just
so
high
big.
suspicion.
Yeah, I think so. With his cancer, it was interesting. They do a blood test and his HCG, which is what you do when you're pregnant.
Yeah,
but it's not a good sign in males because that shows like signs of cancer. So it was like a form of testicular cancer. So that when they did his blood draw and noticed how high his HCG was, they knew that like it was a sign of cancer.
So is it testicular cancer that had spread to his chest or it originated there?
It spread, like when a boy goes through puberty, you have all those cells that like break apart as they go down. And one of those cells just happened to start growing.
Yeah.
Wow. So I was like, I say it's a form of, because it's like a germ cell tumor.
Yeah.
But he did all the treatment like if he had testicular cancer.
Interesting.
So he got all the same cancers as someone who had testicular cancer.
So he likely had it since he was like
on our wedding day, he probably had a tumor in his chest and we just didn't know.
But like, did it start growing like when he was a teenager?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's hard to know.
Yeah.
Like it could just be there and then one day just start.
Okay.
So, so it was like, you're just like, all this stuff is happening. And what I didn't know at the time was, so we're meeting with the oncologist. He's like, okay, well, I booked you an appointment with the IVF specialist, with the fertility doctor. I was like, what?
Also so glad they did that. Because
right? I had no idea. I was like, why would we need to go to a fertility doctor?
Yeah.
And little did I know that chemo destroys every possibility of future babies. It's just so sad. But what we didn't know is that that cancer, that tumor was already affecting his ability to have kids. So his sperm count was like already really low.
Okay.
She was like, honestly, I don't know if you'll be able to have kids. Like it's already that bad. So I'll like never forget that day because we just had, you're just like doctor. Yeah. You're getting so much information. He's going to start this on this day. He's going to have this chemo on Mondays and he's going to have to check in on Monday. Like you're just getting so much information. And then we go to a fertility doctor who's telling us we might not have kids.
Wow.
Ever.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
that's a lot of grief.
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
So we went from, getting all this information about cancer and then getting information about like potentially never having kids again. She's like, there's a chance you could have kids someday. Let's bank some sperm, but we just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And we had, she's like, I need you to go bank some sperm like right now. So we had like because he was starting chemo like ASAP.
Yeah.
We didn't have time. And
so did they give him the brown paper bag?
Tell
him to go in the bathroom?
So I leave the fertility doctor appointment. We leave the fertility appointment and we have to go bank sperm like right after that. And I was like, okay, I just need to go to the bathroom. I go to the stall in the bathroom and just sob like uncontrollably.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, am I ever going to be able to have kids? Like, is he going to be here? Like, there's so much going on in my mind. And I had to leave that stall, go with him up to the room where you bank your sperm. And you know what that room looked like.
Yeah,
so we walk into that room, which I don't think I've actually shared much of this story before. And there's, some fun adult magazines everywhere.
Yep.
And we're sitting on the couch and he just like has the cup in his hand and we're just silent because we literally just came from the oncologist and the fertility doctor back to back. And then we're in this room.
Well, let's be honest, like how in the hell are you supposed to be able to get hard after that? And then like,
so we're sitting on the couch and it's just silent. And all of a sudden I go, and I just start crying. He's like, it's okay. You can go if you need to go. And I was like, I don't think I can help you.
I don't think I can help you.
It was just like the weirdest experience ever. And I felt bad. I was like, I just have to leave. So I just left. I was like,
so he was able to, because Tanner could not do it in the office. Like we had to go home and do it.
He just
powered through.
Oh, I don't know how.
Amazing, Justin.
And then they're like, we'll do another sample in a couple days because like he was just starting. So that weekend, I went and Googled like how to get your sperm count up before you do a whatever. And I made him like all these weird juices, like we had the juicer and I was like, I put garlic. We like, just put so much in the juice. And he was like, okay. I'm like, yeah, like for our future children, you can do this. Like he like takes a big sip and like 1 second later, he's like, boom. And like just goes and throws up. I was like,
my gosh.
Okay, I'm sure we'll be fine with whatever we get as our sample. I felt so bad, but
is it a typical early cancer experience for everyone to just go buy a juicer? Because Tanner and I, we went and bought a juicer.
I mean, let's talk about this. Is like he was diagnosed in 2013, and like now we have so much. Like, we have so many health food things. Like back then, you had a juicer, and like DoTerra, like those were our like natural. But yeah, we did lots of juicing.
Yeah. I think it lasted for like maybe 3 weeks for us.
Yeah.
And then
you try really hard in the beginning.
Yeah.
I have a lot of like guilt around like trying to feed him all healthy, like thinking like I could cure him that way. Like you have this pressure that you are like, you can fix him, when you're like, no. But so he did, so we're newly married, living with my parents now. And he did the chemo where you check in on a Monday and you're in the hospital all week
overnight. Oh my gosh.
So it's like you check in Monday and you check out Friday.
And you're doing chemo the whole time?
And he's doing chemo every day.
Wow, that is intense.
And he did that for like, it was like 6 weeks. So you'd have like 1 week on, 2 weeks off, 1 week on. And it was really hard seeing him deteriorate, like not just like physically, but mentally.
Yeah.
Like that was hard. Like the having to check into the hospital and stay in the hospital is literally, it is the most hardest thing. Like it is just so hard for them and it's hard to watch them. Like the smells, the environment, like it all triggers them.
Yeah.
And I remember he was driving and we were going to his last week of chemo where he checks in and he's there all week. He sleeps over and he was like driving like 15 miles an hour. I was like, you're going really slow. I think just mentally he was like,
I don't want to go.
I can't do this. I can't do this. And like, that was really hard. That first like chemo experience was really hard to watch.
Did they give you a prognosis or a life expectancy with his cancer?
Yeah, it was really good.
Oh, really?
Very good. They're like, this, his numbers were going down. The chemo was working. It was preventing the tumor from growing. Very good prognosis. We were like, yes, like, let's just do this. We're going to get surgery and like, we can move on with our life. So he had a major surgery where they cut open his sternum. Like honestly, it was like what you'd get if you have an open heart surgery.
Yeah.
And removed the tumor. And the doctor said it was the size of like a rugby ball.
Holy crap.
It was like massive.
Huge.
So he was like, we got it out. The recovery to that was really hard because like he had just had his like whole sternum cut.
Yeah.
So he had like the tubes coming out and that was hard. Like seeing him in the ICU for that was really hard.
Yeah.
But everything was like positive because everything was working out so well. Like, oh, the chemo's working. We got everything in the surgery. Basically, we were like, great, let's put this in our past and never look back. Like, let's move on.
Yeah.
So excited. And we just spent the next year like traveling, doing and then he would go every 3 months to just get routine checkups, which I would be a complete mess every time he went into those.
Yeah. Scanxiety.
Yeah. It's real. It was like less than a year after his cancer-free moment that they saw something on a routine scan. And that was like, I don't know. There's a lot of worst days of my life, but I think that was one. At first they were like, it's not, it could be non-cancerous. Like we're not sure.
His chest?
It was in his chest again. So, we'll just see. So they're like, you know what? We're just going to go straight into surgery and remove it. And hopefully it's, non-cancerous. And so that was actually at the Huntsman.
Were you guys living
surgery.
back up here?
So we were living in Provo. He had that surgery. And, you have the waiting room and you're waiting. And, when the doctor pulls you into a private room, like it's never good news.
Mm-hmm.
So he pulled like me, my mom, and like the whole family. And he was like, we did find stuff in his chest and it's cancerous. It's actually something we've never seen before.
Oh.
And it's coated all over his chest. And they showed us a picture and it looked like a mushed up peach, like this gooey stuff. It's not like you could just.
And that was cancer.
Yeah. It's not like you could just he's like, we ended up just closing him up because.
Wow. They didn't even try to take it out.
There was so much everywhere. It was like this gel stuff that's just like coated all over your chest.
Mm-hmm.
So the doctor was like he'll need chemo, but we're not sure what,
Yeah.
So that.
Was it a different cancer or was it the same cancer?
It was different.
Okay.
Yeah. So like a whole new type of cancer. And I don't even remember what they didn't even really have a name for it.
So rare?
So rare.
Wow.
Very rare. My mom has a hard time talking about that moment. She remembers like the cries.
Yeah,
she's like, I'll never forget the cry. Like it still haunts me a little bit.
That came out from you.
When you find out that it's back. And it's just, it was so hard because like we had a taste of like that freedom for a little bit. Like this is it. We're cancer free. We did it. And I was like a mess. Could not control my emotion. Could not stop crying. And the doctors are like, he's going to be waking up soon. You need to go, you go say hello to him. And I just was like, I can't face him. I can't tell him that his cancer's back. Like I just couldn't do it. I was a mess. My dad had to like sit down with me and like say a prayer with me so I could calm down enough to go and face him.
Yeah.
And tell him like he had cancer again.
How did he react?
I feel like part of him kind of knew. Oh. I mean, I'm sure just him looking at me.
Yeah.
He knew. And he was always just like, okay, let's do it. Like so positive about it. Like, it's okay. We'll figure it out. But those weeks after that were like a really extremely hard. I've never, he went into a really deep depression, which was hard to see because I've never seen that before in him.
Yeah.
It's hard. I just remember thinking it's so hard to have a partner like this with such deep depression. They didn't care to leave. There were times where I was scared to leave him alone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like I'd have a friend come over and sit with him.
Yeah. I had that with Tanner as well.
Because the depression was so bad.
Yeah.
It just kind of like feeling all the feels, like nothing you can do could really like help them, which rightfully so. I'd be depressed too.
Yeah.
Like we were, like it just was so hard. That's when my mom called me and she was like, you need to get an animal because he's like a big animal lover. She's like, Jen, he needs an animal. I'm like, well, we can't do a dog. That's hard. I was like, maybe we'll get a cat. So we went and got a little kitten.
Oh.
And named her Hiccup after How to Train Your Dragon because I love that movie. A little black cat. And that, I'm telling you, amazing.
Oh.
So that helped a lot.
Yep.
And like I was going to talk about this. I love people who bring their dogs into the hospital.
Yeah.
That was like
healing.
Always meant a lot.
Yeah.
But for the next like 5 years, our cancer journey just was so roller coaster. Like he was basically a lab rat, like trying to figure out which chemo would work. And
did they tell you the prognosis of this new cancer?
Yeah, they said it was terminal.
They did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. But I was like, oh, you just can't accept it. You're like, no, we'll be the one. We'll be the odds. Like, there's going to be a miracle. You know, you have all the things. And
that like, I had that experience. It took me on too much of a roller coaster that I had to get to a place of like, no, Tanner's going to die. And I'm accepting that, because it was so much of a roller coaster to be like, no, he's going to be the one. But then it was just like up and down. And when I decided like, no, I'm going to just accept that like this is going to kill him, it didn't feel like the ups and downs didn't feel as drastic.
Yeah. I'm jealous, honestly.
Like, I mean, everyone does what they need to survive.
If the present me went back to the Jen then, I still would be like, no, I'm not going to believe you. I mean, my parents, my sisters, they tried. They really tried to be like, hey, in a nice way. Like, hey, I don't think this is going to work out like the way that you think. And I just would be like, no, we know like we're going to be I wouldn't really listen to anyone. And I only would grasp to the people that were like going to give me the answers that I wanted.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know if going back, I would.
Whatever you needed to do to survive. That's what I needed to do to survive.
But now I regret it, because I wish I had, like, you posted an Instagram today with like the sweetest voicemail. I'm like, why? I wish I had voicemails, and I wish I had more about like that. I talk about that a lot. Like, I just wish I had more, and we had time to prepare for that, but we didn't, because I just was so like, he's going to live. He's going to live.
Was he in the same mindset?
Yes. Yeah. Very much. And we never talked about the what ifs.
Yeah.
Never. But so for a long time, it just off and on, like he would do chemo, and it got to the point where we found an outpatient chemo, which was life-changing. His mood got better. Like, basically anytime you have to sleep over in the hospital, it takes a part of your soul.
Yeah.
It sucks the life out of you. Like, and it's so hard to watch. So we found an outpatient, and life was kind of normal. It was like weird. It was like, oh yeah, you have chemo today.
Yeah.
And I'd go to work and he'd go to work. And when we were with friends, we just pretended like it wasn't happening. Like, he didn't have cancer. And I don't know, maybe that's what we needed to do to survive.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point where all our friends were having kids, and they were having like their second kid now. And some of them were having their third, and I felt left behind. I just was like, I want to move forward. It doesn't feel fair. You know, like, I just hate that cancer's like keeping us in the same place.
Yeah.
And keeping us behind. So that's when we decided to look into IVF.
Had you saved your eggs at this point or not yet?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I was still young. I was like 26, 27. I was still young enough that like by the time we could get my eggs whenever.
Yeah.
So because we were in Colorado for all his original chemo, that's where his sperm was banked. So we were doing IVF long distance.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which was a lot of work. But the doctor that we had met with specialized with like cancer patients, and she was awesome. So I was like, I think it's worth doing it long distance. So, and my sister lived there, so I would stay with my sister, and I'd fly out, do all the procedures, and it was a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot.
So
could he help you at all? Because Tanner was not like, he was too sick to really help me. But
no, in the beginning, he was definitely well enough. Like, he did all my shots. I've yet to give myself a shot.
I did my own shots.
Oh, you're so brave.
It's like, it's a weird mind thing.
It is a mind thing.
I'm stabbing myself.
I know. So he would do all my shots for me, which was nice. But we have this picture of both of us holding, like, he had a shot for his like chemo and I had my shot for my IVF, and we're like, wow, aren't we a pair?
Oh, have you shared that picture?
I should.
You should.
I know. Just like, oh, here with both of our things. So the first embryo we implanted didn't work.
Okay.
And that was really hard. I just remember like really struggling after that. It's like until there's a chance that you might not get something, it's in that moment that you realize how much you want it.
Yeah.
Until it's like not a possibility, you're like, wait, I really want that. So that first like chemical pregnancy is what they call it. It was really hard. I like couldn't go to people's baby showers for a while. I was just like, I can't.
How long did they have you wait until you did another transfer?
I was teaching at the same time.
Yeah.
I think that had a lot to do with it. I just was like, it was a lot to do that and teach at the same time. Like I was going to the bathroom in between like classes and trying to do all this stuff. Like it was not fun. So that's when I was like, okay, I'm just going to finish the school year out and we'll try again in the summer. So that's when I put the one embryo in, and the first number that you get, your HCG was really high. And my friend goes, oh, I bet you have multiples. And I was like, well, we put one in, and I doubt that. Like the doctor told us it was like a 2% chance.
Yeah.
If that, like splitting. And it wasn't until we went to our 6-week appointment for the ultrasound that the doctor was like, I was going to the doctor here in Provo who didn't really know my story. She didn't know I had been doing IVF. So when I went to go get my ultrasound, she asked me, she's like, how many did you put in? Because she knew I'd done IVF, but she just didn't know my story. Why is she asking me that? She's like, I think there's 2 in there. I was like, no. Like I did IVF. Like, I put one embryo in. I know, like I was panicked. I was freaked out.
You weren't excited? You were just freaked out?
I was like, how is this happening? Oh my gosh, how am I going to take care of twins? And my husband still has cancer.
Yeah.
Like, what am I going to do? But I found that the more we told people and they got excited, like that helped me calm down a little bit. Like, okay, like my anxiety takes my mind. It makes things go a little out of control. So I need a second. But when I was 7 months pregnant, Justin was so sick. Like, when you're a chemo patient, if you just get a normal cold, it can last 2 weeks and it's rough on them. So we thought, oh, maybe he just can't get over a cold. And it got bad enough that we were like, we should probably call your doctors. And it was just like a dreaded feeling because you knew that the doctors were going to be like, you need to come in. Like you need to come check into the hospital. And so we called the doctors, and that's of course what they said. And we left our little apartment in Provo and we were driving to the hospital, and I just think I felt like this is the last time. Like I really feel like I had this feeling like this is it. Like it was a heavy drive.
This is it, meaning what?
Like, yeah, like maybe he's not going to be coming home with me. Like it was bad. Like he was really sick and we were driving there, and I was like, just had this feeling. And he's dreading going to the hospital. Anytime he has to go to the hospital, it's just like, and he was there for a month. They stopped all his chemo drugs and he just couldn't get better. And the longer you're in the hospital, the worse you deteriorate. They just couldn't get him healthy enough to check out. And I spent that month driving from Provo to the Huntsman every single day. And I just didn't want to not be with him.
Yeah. Because you're scared. You're scared that you won't be with them. Well, at least I was scared that I wouldn't be with Tanner when he died.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to die alone also. So I was always scared of that.
Yeah. So I just was like,
You're like almost 8 months pregnant.
Yeah. And my friends were like, you should do a baby shower. And I was like, I don't want to do a baby shower. I don't want to leave him to go do a baby shower. I don't want to leave.
Yeah.
And my parents, like everyone was just like, we'll tell everyone we're not going to talk about it. Like, just come. It will be fun. So like, I was like, okay, we'll go do a baby shower. And his heart had stopped.
What?
And he like stopped breathing. Yeah. During my baby shower.
Are you serious?
But no one told me
what the
until
frick?
after. And
literally why you don't want to leave and do a baby shower.
So after that, I was like, I'm not leaving ever again.
What the heck, Justin?
I was like, I'm not leaving again. And I just, after that, they told me once I got back there. And then I just like held him for a long time. But I was just like, oh my gosh. He like finally got kind of well enough. And I mean, there were times, my mom was always really straight with me. And, there were times where she was like, Jen, I think we need to switch focus and we need to get him strong enough to just make it to this birth.
Yeah.
And I'd just be like, no, like he'll be here for everything. Like
was she
it was
saying
hard to hear that.
Like focus, like have him stop doing treatment?
No, she's just like switch from like our focus being like let's get him strong enough to live a long, full life. And our focus should be like, let's get him strong enough to make it to this birth.
Yeah.
Kind of like like I said earlier, I just didn't want to hear that from anyone. And that was just her way of saying like, which I'm really grateful now, for her. And my mom was with me every day in the hospital.
Oh.
And she ended up moving. So he got out of the hospital, and we went back to our apartment. And that night our bed was on the second floor and it took him 40 minutes to get up the stairs.
Bless his heart.
And we had like this little chair that he would like take a break. And we're like, we can't stay here. He's just gonna, My aunt had like a floor level, like basement apartment. So we moved in with my aunt and she had like a 2-bedroom basement apartment with a kitchen. Justin and I were in the master. His parents were in the room down the hall. And my mom was living upstairs in the main house. And it was like that pretty much until he died for like 3 months.
You guys had a good support system, it sounds like.
Yeah. So when the babies were born, that was nice to have.
Yeah. Tell us about delivery.
So I made it pretty almost full term, which was great. But I got pre-eclampsia, which you like start swelling. So they had to induce me. And if I was smart, I would have just got a C-section, but both their heads were down.
Gosh, your birth story.
So the plan, Justin was not well enough to be with me during labor.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a long labor. So I had a doula, which was the best decision. One of my best friends was like, you need a doula. I'm like, what's a doula? Oh, I could not have survived without that because I didn't have a partner.
Yeah.
And she would rub my back and she'd help me and she'd tell me, oh, switch to this side. She was amazing. And then my mom was there. So my mom and the doula were there through my whole labor. And I really was like, both their heads were down. The heart rate was great. Like, I just was like, okay, let's try for this. Let's try for natural birth, or not natural, but let's try to not have a C-section.
Yeah.
So they were like, okay, the plan is we'll call Justin and his parents to come in right before I give birth. So like he wasn't well enough to be with me all through labor. So when it was time, his parents came and he was not even well enough to walk. So he was wheeled in, with his oxygen tank in a wheelchair, and they let him be in the OR because when you have twins, you have to give birth in an OR, whether you're having a C-section or not, just for emergency reasons. So they're a little more strict on who can be in there, but they let him be in there with me. So he was in his wheelchair right next to me, holding my hand. And I, started going into labor and pushing. And it was so crazy because it was so loud, right? There's the doctor, you have the nurses, you have the anesthesiologist, but I could faintly, everything felt like the sounds drowned out and I could only hear him because he, at the end they have that raspy voice. It doesn't sound like them anymore.
Yeah.
he doesn't have enough air to talk loud.
Was he on oxygen?
Mm-hmm. So then he just like, I just could hear a little faint, like, you can do it. You've got it.
Oh, make me cry.
I know. And that's like all I needed to like make it through. Like it was hard. And Everett came out, my baby A, and he was crying and so healthy. And they wrapped him up and handed Everett to Justin.
Oh.
So Justin can hold him for a little bit. And we got like just a little special moment. And then baby B, Marshall, his heart rate just quickly declined. And my doctor knew I was really nervous about having a C-section, but he tried for a while and he looked at me and he goes, I'm so sorry, Jen, but we're going to have to do C-section. And I just was like, no. So it was like mass chaos. We grabbing Everett out of Justin's hands. The nurse is taking Everett away and then trying to get Justin out of the OR.
Yeah.
So that
he's
they
in a
could
wheelchair.
move so they could move my body over to like the surgical table. And it was chaos. But luckily my doula was there because she was like helping me through. I started throwing up.
Oh my gosh.
So she was there to help me. And when Marshall came out, he was blue. So they rushed him straight to the NICU and he was there for, the night.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't get to hold or see both of them together till the next morning.
Yeah.
Which honestly, I was like, I didn't even know what was going. So it was probably better to have that moment the next morning after.
Yeah.
And, Justin was there. I have this like sweet video because my best friends came and filmed a little video, but they at least like Justin had Everett in the wheelchair, like coming down the hallway. And his mom was pushing him. And I love that video.
Aww.
And there's like, I do have to like, as hard as it was for me to do all of that alone, I know it was so hard for Justin to not be able to help me.
Yeah.
Like watching me go through all of this. And he just like, I just want to be the husband that I would want to be. Like, I want to be there for you. It was so hard on him to like not be able to do what he wanted to do because his body was holding him back. We were in the hospital for a while and I couldn't really walk. He couldn't really walk. So then we had to have like my mom helping me, hand me the babies. I just felt like we were a circus, but a happy circus.
Now you have these 2 little babies.
Yeah.
And Justin, was he still deteriorating at this point?
At this time, he was actually doing really good. And like leading up to the birth, we had like literally like our own like Olympics at home.
Oh,
like
he was trying to be strong for it.
So today he was like, I'm going to walk from the couch to the door and back.
Oh.
And every day he had like little challenges to get strong so that he could be there.
Yeah.
And so he was like doing really well. And for the first 2 months, he was really, aware. And they had put him back on the chemo pill and it was preventing the tumor from growing. We could never find a chemo to shrink the tumor, just keep it from growing.
Yeah.
So I feel like we never once were in a place where the doctors were like, there's nothing we could do.
Yeah.
Like we have nothing left. It was more like, well, we could try this and see if this works. And in our mind, that was like, oh, well, that's the one. So it's just like, there's never like a clear, like, there's nothing left.
Yeah.
So I feel like that kind of is another reason why I just was
kept hope. Yeah, I kept hope. So if you're okay sharing about the conversation you had the night before.
Yeah, it was really hard because I had twins. So I felt like I couldn't help Justin as much anymore and be like an emotional support for him. It was just like the weirdest feeling to be postpartum and have these babies to take care of. But then you're like, oh, I need to be mentally prepared to like
take care of my husband too.
And we had lots of help. So my mom would give him all the shots. Like his parents were there. His dad would help all the time. Like it just was like I couldn't be the same like emotional support like I was before.
Yeah. That was really hard for me personally to give that up.
Yeah.
Was it hard for you?
Very hard.
Oh, yeah, I hated that.
I mean, nothing can prepare you for that. Like taking care of newborn babies and then watching this person slowly, fade away. And you're like, am I missing it? I don't know. The last night, he was in a lot of pain and he had to crawl to the bathroom because it was too hard for him to walk. And like watching that was probably one of the hardest things. And I think that's like, I knew. And I love his mom. I think she had some intuition because here I am like in baby mode and she comes and grabs me and she goes, I think you should go just sit with him for a little bit. He was like sitting on the bed and I was like, okay. So I went in and sat next to him and he just was like, I don't think I can do this anymore. He was trying so hard. I think that was like the closest he could say it without saying it. Like, I can't. And I think I just like kind of knew like I needed to let him go. It's just too hard watching him in pain. And I think we just like had a discussion that night about it. And I said, how about tomorrow we write letters to the boys? And like, that was the closest I've ever been to just like accepting that he was going to die. That was like, I couldn't say, I'm going to miss you and you're going to die. Like those words could not come out of my mouth. But by me saying, let's write letters to the boys tomorrow, that was my way of being like, it's okay. And I don't know if that's like what he needed to hear from me because he ended up passing away that night. His dad was next to him. He was like, he could only get comfortable in like a recliner chair. And his dad had slept next to him all night long. And I would always get up for feedings in the middle of the night and like wave at him because and that night I don't know. I don't know like when he probably passed, but I think about that when I got up for the feeding, like had he been passed by then? He was never really on hospice. So it wasn't like we were just like waiting for day. Like we still kind of were like, oh, he's going to get better. So that morning, his parents like rushed into my room and said like, he's not breathing. So it was a shock.
Yeah.
It was
sudden.
It was sudden for me. And that was hard to see.
Yeah.
And we called 911 and like they pronounced him dead. And I still like couldn't really accept it. Even though I was like looking at his dead body, I was like, no, it's still going to be okay. Like it's still hard to accept that.
Mm-hmm. What was it like after the event for you?
I say the day that he died was obviously the hardest, but I think the day of the funeral was literally the worst thing of my entire life.
Really?
Like I hated every second of it. I really couldn't see his body. And like, it was really hard. The night before, like, you can go dress them and stuff. And his sisters and his mom and his family did that. I was like, I can't. Like, I cannot. And like, everyone handles things differently.
Yes.
And 100%. I went the night before to the funeral home to see him. And like, that was really hard. And then all I could think all night was like, oh, I'm going to have to look at that again tomorrow. Like it was just so hard to see because they're so sick already.
Yeah.
They already don't look like themselves. And then to see them that way like prepared for the casket, it was just something I could not look at. Like I just remember dreading to have to look at him again the next day. It was so hard to see him that way. Yeah. But yeah, that day was really hard. I hated that day. And I felt like ever since that day, it got a little bit easier.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like nothing could be worse.
Worse than that day.
Than the day he's died. And nothing could be worse than that funeral day. Like, I feel like, yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
Nothing can get worse than that.
Yeah, because like, I think this is where our stories are a little different because like and maybe you did have anticipatory grief and it just looked different than mine, but like I had a lot of anticipatory grief because I had mentally accepted like Tanner's going to die from this. And so it was not a sudden loss for me at all.
Yeah.
I had like been preparing for it mentally for so long, and I felt relief that he was finally at peace.
Yeah.
And not in pain, because that was torture for 5 years, seeing him in so much pain.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was for you too.
Yeah. And that did bring comfort.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially the night before, seeing how bad he was. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
So that does bring comfort. And we've talked about this before, but I just had the biggest relief being out of the cancer world.
Oh my gosh.
So like I felt guilty that I was happy. Like I felt that relief.
Okay.
Because he died.
Did you know, like, did people prepare you that you were going to feel that? Because I was prepared by people.
Oh, no. No, we never talked about anything after death because I just was like, he's going to live.
Yeah.
So feeling that, I just remember, so after the funeral, we packed up the car and we drove to Colorado, and we went to my family cabin in the mountains and lived there for the rest of the summer. And getting out of that dark basement, like it was such a dark place for me. And we'd been there for months. You know, you're just trapped in the world of cancer. You just feel so trapped. Like, and like getting out of there really helped my mood, and like knowing he wasn't in pain, but also like not living in the world of unknown with cancer. Like it was slowly killing me. Like the scan, like everything. My body couldn't take it for much longer either. Because it's just that cancer world, unless you're in it, it's like you don't understand.
Yeah. Well, tell me, like, how do you feel like this experience has altered your perspective on life?
I went through a lot after he died.
Yeah.
And I am grateful for the time that I had to take my time in figuring out who I was post Justin. I feel like a part of me died with him. So that Jenn with Justin that's never be that Jenn again.
Yeah, it's a different chapter, Jenn.
Yeah. And I went through a lot of journey, like with my faith and what I believed. And I have like come to the conclusion of just how important living for the present is. I'm not thinking about life after death. I don't know what happens after we die. I really don't. And that's what I believe. But I do know that I have 2 boys here now that deserve a mom and a happy life. And I do know that today is important and tomorrow is important. I know that the present. I live for the present. And I think that is what I've learned through most of this is just like, living for today and like being so happy for the day that I have and not, how important it is like of the people we have now too. I love and remembering the people we've lost.
You are really good at that.
So I am like, I'm not thinking so much about life after death anymore. Yeah. I'm thinking about now, and I'm remembering the people I miss and love that aren't here with us anymore. Yeah. That is like kind of my new religion.
I love it. I love that. Well, one last question before we kind of wrap up. What is one of your favorite memories or favorite things about Justin?
Just one?
You can give more. I don't care. It's allowed.
He just was so happy. Like, I miss like being around him.
Yeah.
Just like the fun guy that like everyone, and something I really appreciated is he cared a lot about the people in his life, and really it was important to him to keep relationships, and that in turn like made people want to be around him. Like, he was the person that you wanted to be around. And I miss that. I do, it's hard a little bit about, he would have been a really good dad and super outdoorsy and fun. Like, I miss that, and would have been fun to see him as like that dad role.
Yeah.
Because he just was so happy.
Yeah.
But I think one thing that's the hardest when you lose someone is you lose half of your memories.
Yeah.
You don't realize it, how often you rely on that person to complete your story.
Oh.
And I think like I miss our story together and like his version, because he just would remember the most random things.
Yeah.
And he was just so funny. And I'm like, that is a little hard.
Yeah, that is hard. Tanner, I mean, as far as us sharing our story, he would usually tell a lie, a funny one, to complete a memory to people. Like, you would tell people like, oh yeah, we met on the mission. I baptized her. I'm like, yeah, no.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. But that's really cute that you say that. So, and I miss that. And I didn't think about missing that until you just brought it up.
Yeah, it is a little hard.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the day today that we are recording this, it's World Cancer Day today. And so I brought one of our Rebels Against Cancer shirts.
I'm obsessed. I cannot wait. I love it. Well, I'm a Star Wars fan.
Are you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, love it.
I'm a big Star Wars nerd. So this is so cute.
Rebels Against Cancer for Justin and Tanner.
I love it. I know.
Well, where can people follow your story?
Yeah, I started to share my story because when there was one girl on the interwebs.
Freckle Fox.
I love her. And she would share her story about her husband with cancer, and I devoured every little thing. I would read her blog post like constantly. And for some reason that gave me like hope.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like it kept me going. And I had a blog before Justin died. So to keep people informed of like his cancer journey, because I was so exhausted trying to keep people up on that. And one of my friends like, you should keep writing. And I was like, okay. So I started my blog, cocoscaravan.com, and Instagram to just kind of share so that other people who are going through the same thing can look at my account and feel like just kind of how I was. I just wanted to be that for someone else.
Yes.
So
Coco's Caravan.
Coco's Caravan.
On Instagram, YouTube too.
Yes.
And
all
your
the
blog.
Socials.
Okay. And then real quick before we end, tell them about your children's book.
I am so excited. I have a grief journal as well that I just put out on Amazon, and that's amazing. But I'm also working on a children's book to help kids who have lost a loved one just like go through the feels. And it's about these two little kids that miss their dad, and to feel closer to their dad, they do things that he loved.
I love that.
So like you can feel close to the people that you've lost by doing what they used to do and love. So it's so cute. It's going to be on Amazon soon. So I
love that. I love that you're doing
hopefully by the time this goes live, it will be on Amazon. And I just found that like some children books with grief are just too complicated. Like, so I try to make mine simple and helpful for little kids.
Well, I love that. I love it. I'll link your stuff in the show notes.
Yeah.
But I love you, Jen. Thank you for coming on today.
I know.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, everybody.